Hey loves, my name is Kyle August and I'm here to help you manifest your specific person in the quickest and easiest way possible. I got a really good idea for you guys today and it's going to help your specific person showing up in the exact way that you want. I think I made kind of a video about this before, but this is a completely different idea. It's how to basically say no to things in your reality. Throughout manifestation, you always only want to ask for exactly what it is that you desire and let everything else go. So if your specific person is not showing up how you want, or you're not seeing the outcomes that you desire, you can always say no and check out my suggestion video, or like I made a video about treat your reality as a suggestion. So check that out if you don't remember that or haven't seen that. But everything in your reality is a suggestion. You don't have to accept it. But bouncing off that idea, we sometimes see our specific person act in a way that we really don't want, and we want them to do something different. But then we get into this trouble within our mind about how should we go about switching that, right? We're thinking, well, I want them to act differently, but I feel as if I say no to them or say don't act in that way, that they are just going to go away and I'm never going to hear from them again, right? It does get kind of nerve-wracking or scary or give you anxiety and worry when you are asking for exactly what you want. Our mind thinks, well, as long as they're talking to me, they can ditch me on all my dates or cancel all my dates, but as long as we're talking, that's good, right? But no, we want your specific person to be asking you out on dates, to text you first, to chase you, to pursue you, right? Don't you want that as well? So then in this video, we're going to talk about specifically how to do this, but in a loving way. What is the first response when it comes to seeing anything in our external reality that we want to change? We first try to exert force, we exert effort, we exert energy. We basically try to manipulate our reality. But when we all know about manifestation, and we know that we have to make the change internally before we are going to see it in our external reality at all. Go back to the mirror idea or technique, thinking that our reality is basically a mirror reflecting what you are being. So then to attempt to change our 3D reality in that way is to attempt to go into that mirror and change your reflection, right? It's not going to work. You're going to get very frustrated, very angry doing that because, again, you can't change your reflection in a mirror without changing yourself first. Again, that's just giving a lot of frustration. So we feel like we have to force it. So what happens when, let's say you have a date with your specific person scheduled and they cancel on you at the last moment? What do? We get frustrated, right? We get angry, we get mad. We tell them how upset we are, how angry we are. We tell them to never do it again, how we demand this and demand that. But if you take a step back, you'll realize that that is only attempting to exert force on your external reality to get what you desire, rather than feeling it from within and then seeing that reflection, right? If we are, I don't want to say getting angry at or getting mad at our specific person for acting a way, going back to that again, I'm just throwing metaphors from other videos in here. If you are the director of the play in your reality, again, everything is under your control. Why get mad at an actor or actress for playing out the mental script that you have handed them, right? It wouldn't make any sense. So in this case, we don't want to go out and exert action, hard force, energy to change our reality, because that only reiterates that bad behavior, because we are then really focusing on it subconsciously and consciously. So then we see that just repeat. And you guys probably have examples, I know I have from the past, examples of doing this and then just seeing that same behavior then repeat. Because if your specific person is canceling dates on you, you're going to assume that there's someone who is very flaky, right? It's going to be hard to change that assumption when we are constantly thinking that. But instead, we want to ask or basically stand up for ourselves in a very loving and positive way. And I'm going to give you examples of exactly what I mean by that. So let's say your specific person is, you guys have a date and it's coming up to it and they haven't give you a specific time. And again, I found this is very common in all my coaching sessions, right? Having your specific person kind of mention a day to hang out, but not giving a specific time. Instead of getting angry or upset with the date coming up and then they're flaky and they kind of back out, if that does happen, we want to basically be honest from an open and loving way. So what's our usual response? We have this date with no time. They flake on it, they bail, and we get upset, we get angry. How could you do this to me? Why would you make me feel this way, right? But we want to stop that in the tracks. We want to come from an abundant and loving position so then we can get love and abundance back from our reality. So instead, what I want you guys to say is if your specific person does that, tell them or let them know, and this is literally accepting only exactly what you desire in your reality. Tell them that in order to get ready, you need a certain amount of time. So you need a time and date for your plans to then take place. But if they can't do that, that's perfectly fine. You'll hang out another day. And right, so that's going to feel in the moment probably hard to say, to be that patient and that open with hanging out, because obviously we really want to hang out with our specific person. But you're going to see your reality completely change and completely reflect the new positivity and abundance that you are putting out. Because think about the patience, abundance, and positivity literally coming out of that statement. You're being honest, you're being true, and you're only accepting exactly what you desire in your reality. It's going to work better than if you were to force or have anger or resentment or anxiety or worry towards your specific person, because that's only coming from a feeling of, I don't want to say hate, that's a strong feeling, a feeling of sadness or resentment, like I mentioned. But that makes us feel that way, and it doesn't really match our wish-fulfilled state. But instead, if you mention the opposite, of which you come from a loving and abundant way, and you say, I need this time, if you could do this, that would be great, but if not, I'll see you next time. That comes from the belief that hanging out with your specific person is very abundant. It's not scarce. The feeling that you get angry or upset at your specific person for missing this date is the feeling that hanging out is very scarce, right? We feel like we're not going to get another chance. And another way that we can say no lovingly, because I put this in my notes, because I had this idea during one of my coaching sessions, because I was explaining this idea to someone, to say no lovingly. This is an example of which you would have no problem saying no without any resentment. So what if you went to work and they asked you, okay, instead of your paycheck this week, we want you to work for free. Just work for us, right? How would you respond to that? You'd be like, well, I got bills and I need to make my rent. I don't know, depending where you're at, it's cold out, so I need to pay for my heat, so I can't do that. No, thank you, right? You would have no problem saying no thanks to that offer. But how does it occur when the same thing happens with our specific person? Obviously, it's not going to be that cut and dry with the outcome, but when our specific person basically demands or says, hey, be open for me for this or that, or you have to be okay with me not setting a time, we respond to that with a negative emotion. But in this case, with your work saying, would you work for free for a week or a month? You would say, oh, no, thank you. I'm going to get another job if that's how it has to be. You don't have to approach it with anger. You don't have to approach it with frustration or sadness, right? You're perfectly fine saying no to that because it's almost laughable. Nobody would expect you to work for free, right? Nobody would expect you to do that. In the same way, nobody is expecting you to not, or to wait around for your specific person, or wait on their or basically wait all day for them to give you plans to hang out. No one is expecting you to do that. It is only us that is giving our attention and energy to that idea and allowing it in our reality is the reason why we're seeing it occur. But I want you guys to think about this and really give it a lot of thought. Try it out and see how you and your specific person begin dating, going on dates, hanging out a lot more than you are seeing now. Again, I've tried this in a lot of my coaching sessions and they always get absolutely fantastic results. But if you guys had any questions on this video, leave it in the comments below. Give a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you want to continue getting the best content on manifesting your SP. I want to see you guys succeed. If you guys wanted one-on-one coaching, make sure to check out my website, kyleaugustcoaching.com. Or if you wanted to reach out to me to send me a personal message, you can do that as well. But I think that's all I got for you guys today. So I'll see you guys next time.